around. They're doing it really well. Another first down. 6 points for Ward. A pitch out there. Good run for the Hurricanes. Denbigh is going in the air for a bomb. Catch. The Wolverines to 10. 5. Touchdown Woodside. High school football in Newport News, Virginia on this balmy Friday night. It is Denbigh versus Woodside. Hi again, everybody. I'm Greg Picaveras. Welcome to our 27th year of broadcast excellence along with Nate Milton. Nate, when you talk about these two teams, Denbigh's just trying to score.
Yeah, big-time rivalry tonight, my friend. The key for the Patriots, though, is to get some points on the board.
Woodside's trying to get above 500.
It is their homecoming, but before that celebration, the Wolverines and Coach Danny Dotson want to walk away with a win tonight.
And it's getting close to the playoffs. Let's get to the field. Beautiful Friday night. Game number 2 for us, Nate Milton. What are the keys, first of all, for Denbigh?
I think the key for Denbigh is they got to come out with a sense of urgency, Greg. You know, we've mentioned the problems they've had scoring this season. They got to come out and really try to establish the tone early on.
And for Woodside, the kickoff right here, and Denbigh will get it. And Denbigh needs every little nugget they can.
Yeah, Denbigh needs all the breaks to go their way tonight, Greg. You know, you can't leave points on the board. You can't make mental errors. You've got to come out here, execute the game plan that Coach Marcellus Harris has put down for these kids. They got to come out, and they got to show that they want it tonight, Greg. It's going to be about heart and effort and desire.
Danny Dotson used to winning keys for Woodside.
Danny Dotson, the dean of Newport News coaches, not had the best season this year, coming in right now 3-3. He definitely wants to use tonight as a springboard for the last few games of the season. The key for Woodside, in my opinion, Greg, is controlling the line of scrimmage both on offense and defense.
Just underway, Todd Stadium, beautiful Newport News. Hard to believe we've already played 60% of the season. After tonight, 70%. Denbigh in the white. They like that spread. Denbigh and the officials right there, Dennis Hicks, Alonzo Bell, Bourne, Samaglio, Raines, Woodward, and Hunt, respectively. Good luck to all those gentlemen tonight. Denbigh in the white, Woodside in the teal, white, and black uniforms. Both teams play here for their home games, but of course Woodside is the home team tonight. $11-13 left in the first quarter. Denbigh has been shut out. 5 of their 6 games. Fazoli's and Newport News, 117-39 Jefferson Avenue, 596-4324. Fazoli's.com feeding our crew pizza, pasta, subs. Locations in Newport News and Chesapeake, respectively, and around the country.
Absolutely. Fazoli's a tradition here in this area, as is Friday Night Football, Greg Picaveras. And Denbigh, you know, we talked about it. They've got to come out and really establish something. And I need to see something from Deion Sparks and some of the seniors on this offense for the Patriots. They got to make something happen.
Incomplete. The quarterback went back, Hughes, but that was it. So really, again, how do you convert on third down conversions will be very obvious for a Denbigh team that has been shut out 5 of their 6 games. They're 62-128 since 1999. Postseason 92, 13, 15, and 16. Woodside last year beat Denbigh 57-6. Will it be different this year?
We'll see, Greg. You know, right now, Denbigh has their backs against the walls in terms of this season. Tonight could change things, though. You know, a win here would go a long way to lifting that spirit for the Denbigh Patriots.
Just underway, Greg Picaveras, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. Denbigh coached by Marcellus B2 Harris. Likes the spread offense, 4-2-5 defense. Strong leadership. Of course, weakness, youth, experience, confidence, definitely. Trying to close the deal. Danny Dotson, the dean of Newport News coaches, likes the wing T forever, the 4-3 defense, strength as a quarterback. Weakness, of course, has been closing the games themselves and inconsistent.
Yeah, and for the folks out there watching, the key, like Greg just mentioned, is the quarterback play here for the Woodside Wolverines. Jordan Knight, who last year took over for Tyler. We're going to see what Jordan Knight can bring to the table, the 5'11 senior. I think he's going to have a good night tonight, Greg.
Woodside right there in the dark uniforms. Quick outlet pass. Consistent teams find a way to win. Quarterback for Woodside, of course, Jordan Knight. Of course, you want to make the big play, hustle on offense, defense, and special teams, keep the energy up, convert on third down, listen to your coaches.
And, of course, you want to play one down at a time. You want to minimize the penalties and improve on your overall mistakes. And you can't let special teams, you can't take it for granted. You cannot make mistakes on special teams. And, of course, line support is key.
Early on, especially. Outside, Woodside looking sharp.
Wow.
No tackling there at all. And finally, near the 20. Excellent play right there by number 2. And that's Cleveland, not the show.
I tell you what, Jai Cleveland with some nice moves on that run. And we just said it, Greg. Line play, very important. You're going to see on the replay, folks. Good push by the Wolverine offensive line. And then right there, just a nice little cutback to the interior by Jai Cleveland, another senior player here for the Wolverines. And Jai Cleveland, if the Wolverines are going to be successful on offense, Cleveland has got to be somebody that really gives this team a spark tonight.
Less than 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Woodside threatening at the 22. And good defense there by the Patriots. You look at Denbigh's side of the field, and it looks like Denbigh created a big play there.
And Denbigh, that defense led by the senior Alex Holliday with that Patriot defensive line. And the defense is actually playing a little bit better than the offense this season.
Stay active on the sidelines. Evolve, evolve, evolve. Don't just settle. Be proactive. Do not look ahead. Play for 48 minutes. Like you said, play with urgency. And, of course, for Woodside, not for Denbigh, playoffs are on the line each week. They're on the line.
And Woodside is a team now that expects to make the postseason. We talk about that consistency with Danny Dotson. That's what they expect.
And Denbigh looking sharp early on. Denbigh, through 6 games, averaging 1 point per game, giving up 43 per game on defense. That's Denbigh. Woodside, averaging 24 on offense, giving up 18 on defense. You want to be ahead of where you are.
Yeah, and Woodside, that makes sense, all the sense in the world, because we've talked about the consistency. Danny Dotson, the dean of coaches here in Newport News, and the way that this team just has been constructed from the ground up. There's not that much difference from season to season with Coach Dotson. With these Patriots, though, Greg, there's a lot of change from year to year. And, of course, folks, this is our 27th year of exclusive prep sports on NNPS TV and NNPSTV.com.
You're watching live prep football on Cox Cable 47 and Newport News, Verizon Fios 17, and NNPSTV.com. Of course, the referee, again, Dennis Hicks, on this and on October 6th, 2017, YouTube, Roku, everywhere. NNPSTV.com, like we said. No score, just underway, a few minutes. Denbigh in the white. Denbigh just trying to get any type of nugget they can. They're playing with house money. They got nothing to lose.
It's like that old line from The Replacement's a cliche when Gene Hackman looks at the team and says, "You're a very dangerous man because you have nothing to lose. You have no tomorrow." And for the Patriots this season, they're not going to make the playoffs most likely. So they got to come out here, and each game is a matter of pride. There you see the Patriots.
B2 Harris, Newport News City Councilman, very tough year for him. Lost to Dinwiddie 70-0, Hampton 44-6. Only 6 points they've gotten all year. Phoebus 57-0. And just like that, it looks like Woodside's going to recover. We'll wait and see. Yes, they do. Even Menchville beat Denbigh 7-0. Gloucester 47-0. And Harris shut them out 35-zip.
And when you make mistakes like that, Greg, when you turn the ball over, that's not going to help you put points on the board. But great job for Woodside in that defense. Javon Jackson with the recovery there. But, man, it's been that kind of season for Coach Harris and these Patriots. Anytime they start to get some momentum, they find a way to, hurt themselves with a turnover or a mental error.
And, again, good defense by Denbigh. Excellent play. That might be the play of the game for the Patriots so far. Number 50. That's Patterson.
Kendall Patterson, the senior defensive end for this Denbigh Patriot team. The defense is still out there. You got Holiday, you got Patterson. They still want to make some plays and pick up their offense, particularly after a turnover like that.
Early in the first quarter, no score. Greg Pickaveris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us. Cox 47, 517, nnpstv.com. All Woodside. Of course, they love to run the football. That's number 44, respectively. That is Conrad Outlaw, kind of being an outlaw today.
I was going to say, we got Outlaws and Patriots and Wolverines out here on the field tonight, folks. This is a rivalry game, a classic rivalry. Coach Harris, Coach Dotson, two of the most tenured coaches in Newport News. This is going to be a fun one tonight, folks.
Northern section of Newport News. Denby's had some great players like Antoine Buffet. They could use them tonight.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin, Jay Reed, Max Yates. Again, Woodside on the ground. Woodside, of course, Billy Kanides, Aaron Evans, Tyre Tyler. Dotson is 16-2 versus Denbigh. 16 wins, 2 losses in 18 years.
I mean, for every hammer, there has to be a nail. And unfortunately for the Patriots, they are the nail in this analogy, Greg Pickaveris. But, so many great players over the years for the Woodside Wolverines. We're talking about the Davis boys, Mondo Davis, Miguel Davis. You talk about the Chesson brothers. We got one of the Chessons, Deontay, still on the team this year. D'Angelo Chesson now playing for North Carolina Wesleyan. So a great tradition here at Woodside.
Sometimes it takes Woodside a little bit longer to get started, but once they get started this year, they're pretty consistent. The games Dotson, wanted to get back, of course, were, the game against Phoebus where they lost 13-6, Heritage 25-19. They lost to Gloucester, never, but of course, since in a long time. But they did beat them 28-20 this year. Lost to Highland Springs 47-12. Beat Kickaman 44-0. Lost to Phoebus 13-6. Heritage 25-19. They beat Warwick 39-7.
And outside of that Highland Springs game, like you mentioned, Greg, they haven't been blown out of a lot of games. The defense keeps them in there. It's just sometimes the offense isn't able to put enough points on the board to get them that win. Very consistent team, but unfortunately, if you look at the other side of the field, Denbigh, they're consistent in the wrong way, I guess you could say, Greg. Consistent in that they haven't been able to score points all season long.
And again, Outlaw just bulldozing him way closer and closer to Pater.
Took a whole posse to bring that Outlaw down.
Just looking really good.
Very consistent, very methodical. This is typical Danny Dotson, Woodside Wolverine wing T football. We've seen this for I don't know how many years, Greg. It seems we've seen this for almost 2 decades of this offensive attack, offensive methodology by Danny Dotson. And if it ain't broke, why fix it?
And TD for Woodside, respectively. That's Cleveland.
Cleveland in the end zone finds pay dirt. Greg Pickaveris. First blood, we see the fans excited here at homecoming for the Woodside Wolverines. Again, this isn't rocket science, Greg. It's just a simple play, simple draw up the middle. Cleveland right there, cuts it in. Touchdown, first blood for the Woodside Wolverines.
Well, in 2000, we mentioned some lean years too. Woodside did have a lean year that year. They went 0-10. They did lose to Gloucester that year, actually. (43-17).
Dead ball prior to the snap. Encroachment on the defense. Distance is declined.
6-zip. And it's good, 7-0, and that's what Woodside needed to get to the board.
Very methodical drive by the Woodside Wolverines on their second offensive drive of the game. And again, it was just that running attack. You saw Outlaw run the ball. You saw Knight run the ball, and then finally Cleveland punches it in for the score. The Woodside Wolverines are on the board. Now, Greg, we'll see if the Denbigh Patriots can respond.
Absolutely. And, of course, you talk about, again, Woodside losing to Highland Springs, beat Gloucester, beat Kecoughtan, lost to Phoebus, lost to Heritage, beat Warwick. They're smelling blood tonight. They got Bethel, Hampton, and Menchville left. And all those teams are capable of beating Woodside.
Yeah, this is what Coach Jacob, when he used to play for Menchville a long, long time ago, folks, he used to call a get-right game. This has the potential to be a get-right game. You know, if things aren't going your way during the season, there's always that one or two teams on the schedule where you can get right and you can get, your mojo back, get your groove back. And if Denbigh doesn't turn things around real quick, I think this could be a get-right game for the Woodside Wolverines.
There's teams that Woodside's dominating.
Yeah.
And Denbigh is one of them. Menchville's another. Gloucester's another. I mean, you're talking this decade, like I just said. Gloucester's never come close to Woodside. Never. They did beat them way back, one time, but not this decade.
Nope.
It's kind of hard to believe. We think the 2000s kind of run on together, but really 2000, 2009 is one decade.
Yep.
10 to another 10 years, another decade. So you're talking a long time that Dotson's been coaching, 19 years. And dominated a lot of teams. In fact, Dotson, since 1999, has got a very solid winning record of 117-84. Denbigh, since 1999, has gone 62-128.
Yeah.
That's with a lot of different coaches, but not for Woodside. They've only had 2 coaches in their school history.
And then that's why they've had success, that consistency like we always talk about, Greg. And Danny Dotson showing off why he is the dean.
Denbigh likes that spread offense. And they showed some life early on, but when you're used to losing, it's contagious. And if you start a good play, then it goes back to same old, same old.
Yeah, well, there's that mindset that you can get trapped into, and then we see Coach Dotson on the sideline. But there's a mindset, Greg. If you had success, it's easier to reach back in that memory bank and find success. But if you haven't had success, and unfortunately Denbigh hasn't seen a whole lot of success this year, it's easier to fall back on those bad habits.
Right. Schmidt coached Woodside 96, 97, 98. Dotson took over in 99. Used to be an assistant for Tommy Raymond at Ferguson. Denbigh in the shotgun, flags all over the place. With 4:36 left here in the first quarter, Greg Pickaveris, Nate Milton, glad you're with us.
False start, offense. 5 yards, replay second down.
And again, penalties. This is what Denbigh doesn't need right now, Greg. Penalties, which has you moving in the opposite direction of where you're trying to get to.
B2 Harris, of course, his father, a longtime pastor. He's on the Newport News City Council. B2 is. Been a very difficult year for him. Right there in the blue and the khakis and the white visor. .412 left in the first quarter. Glad you're with us. Still anybody's ball game.
It really is. As long as you don't make mistakes, and like we saw with that penalty for the Pages, Greg, it's like if you're trying to climb a mountain, it's hard enough already. Don't put roller skates on and try to climb that same mountain because you're just going to make it more difficult. So that's what Denbigh cannot afford is penalties.
Flags all over the place. Key college games going on this weekend. Maryland against Ohio State. Virginia
Prior
State
to the snap, false start on the offense. It'll be 5 yards, replay third.
Great audio by our crew there for the refs. And, of course, NFL is always key with Dallas trying to have some type of drama.
Yep.
Didn't look too good against the Rams.
I'm telling you, the Rams might be one of the more surprising things out of the NFL this season. Jared Goff, Todd Gurley, Sammy Watkins, that team, I don't know if it was just a coaching change, but the L.A. Rams look like, they're not a great team, but they're better than a lot of people thought they'd be.
Better than they were last year.
Yeah.
Wow. Right in the hands of Woodside. Just like that, like a baseball throw almost en route to the playoffs. That was number 10, Jones.
Wow, folks, listen, take a look at this. Jabari Jones right there, just dipped his hand in the cookie jar. He's got the chocolate chip. He got the oatmeal raisin. He got the macaroons, and he's taking it to the house.
That was not an easy catch either. He just got right in front of the football at the last second, showed no sign of it, and just like that, got it.
And Jones, he's not a defensive back. He's a linebacker, not known for his hands, but did a great job, like you said, Greg, getting in that path right there, snatching that ball out of the air, and having the foresight to run to the end zone. Another big-time score for the Woodside Wolverines, and not looking good for Denbigh right now.
13 zip still in the first quarter.
Hey.
Remember last year, Woodside beat Denbigh 57-6. Like we said earlier, there's teams that Woodside has dominated over the decade. Gloucester, never beaten Woodside this decade. And rarely do teams like Menchville or Denbigh scratch the surface.
Nope.
Look at Newport News. Heritage is the only other team that scratched the surface.
And it's funny, the two quote-unquote baby teams, Heritage and Woodside, the youngest.
They've been the two dominant teams.
The youngest schools have been the most dominant over the past 2 decades.
And that extra point is up, and it's good. 14 zip. Remember, it's a running clock after 35-0, but they'll wait to the second half. But, you know, the thing is, it's 14-0, and Woodside really hasn't started scratching the surface yet. They're still getting the kinks out themselves. They got a big play turnover interception for a touchdown. This could be really ugly.
Yeah, Woodside has not kicked into high gear
no,
they haven't. Greg. You know, it's like when you go to work, you get out of bed in the morning. It takes you a while to kind of warm up and get into the groove. Woodside is right now, they're eating breakfast. They haven't even gotten in the car yet to go to work, so it's going to be a long night.
And they're like still like going to their car. I forgot something in the house still.
Yeah, I forgot. I left my hat on the table.
But still scored 14 points.
Man.
Don't forget we got that text in the fourth quarter. Whew. But remember, after October the 6th.
Yes. If you're watching this game in the future, past October 6th, please do not text us.
But you can in the fourth quarter of this game tonight.
Operators will not be standing by.
No, they won't. Yeah, just like you and I talk about, you and I Messenger a lot. That's killed Skype.
Yeah.
Messenger has killed Skype. It's different ways of communicating now.
And I think America Online came out today, the America Online Instant Messenger, which, you know, is a throwback to a lot of folks, you know, maybe
that's how it all got started.
In our age bracket, Greg, like they are going to be out of business at the end of the year. And the technology keeps advancing, moving forward.
But not their email, though.
Not the email, but in terms of that messenger, that's going to be gone. You know, things move so quickly now. I mean, we got folks watching this game tonight in other countries, watching it on their phones maybe, watching it on Roku. And, of course, folks, tell your friends about us, nnpstv.com. The sports highlights, we got the sports scene, and, of course, our sporting events are available on YouTube. We got staff and students getting it done right here on NNPS TV. Thank you.
Denbigh on the outside, looking good across the 30.
Again, want to send a quick shout-out thank you to Fazoli's in Newport News for a great pizza, pasta, and subs. Right there, Denbigh looked like they want to be the Fazoli's player of the game right there with that run, trying to make something happen.
And like we said, Woodside still just scratching the surface. Woodside in the black, teal, and white uniforms here at Todd Stadium in Newport News. Very balmy early October, considering we're in the fall, fourth quarter of the year, but only the first quarter of the game tonight. Glad you're with us. Baseball postseason going on. College football, NFL, a lot going on. Early on in college football, Alabama and Clemson still the class of the elite teams.
Yeah, Alabama, Clemson. We've seen a resurgent ACC with NC State looking good.
Virginia.
Yep.
Virginia Tech not quite at that elite level yet.
No, they
need a strong quarterback still.
Had a big-time game last week, a spotlight game, but unfortunately weren't able to step up to the challenge. We did see Michael Vick, though, and Frank Beamer honored at that game. Michael Vick, of course, an alumnus here from Warwick and Ferguson here in Newport News, one of the greats that we've had the privilege of covering over our years here on the air, Greg.
Absolutely. 3:10 left in quarter number one. Like we said, Denbigh, if you look at their roster across if we can get a camera on their roster, very limited on their sideline. they can't afford a lot of injuries.
No, can't afford a lot of injuries, and also you don't have a lot of depth. Right there, we're seeing Deion Sparks in this offense trying to get something going. When you don't have the depth, when you don't have the sheer numbers, there's less talent for you to choose from. And so we're seeing Coach Harris trying to make something happen.
They've made some postseasons before. Like last year with a 3-8 record. Year before, 4-7. And in 13, of course, they win 8-4. Not that long ago, they were very solid. But every few years, you rebuild. That's why it's always good to get your best players in the 9th grade playing varsity. Because JV, it's practice. It really doesn't count.
And that's why, Coach Harris has had some success here, but it hadn't been the sustained success that Coach Dodson's had. And to be fair, though, very few teams in Newport News have had that sustained success that Woodside has had because of the foundation that Dodson has built there with that program. And like you said, we'll see Denbigh have a good year here or there, make the playoffs here or there, but every year it's a challenge to get back to that level.
And you don't want to reward beyond mediocrity because a losing record is a losing record. Yeah. The playoffs basically mean they're adding extra teams. There's no reward for what you did during the season, except an extra game. The whole key was above 500.
Yep. Even that's why, with the college system, you have to have at least a winning record to be eligible for a bowl game,
or at least 6-6.
Yeah,
at least 500.
Anything below 500,
But we've seen teams that below 500.
We've seen teams with one win make the playoffs.
Absolutely. 14-zip. All Woodside. Late in the first quarter. Going left to right. There's Outlaw again. It's been the Outlaw show tonight. He's trying to become the Fazoli's player of the game. But I tell you, I like that interception too.
Yeah. Yeah, we had the interception by Jones. We had the touchdown earlier by Cleveland. And now Outlaw.
All three of them are fighting for the player of the game.
Outlaw doing it.
That's pretty scary. We can already have an idea the theme of this game already.
We're not even at halftime yet, folks.
This is not a horror show. We're in Halloween. We got that coming up. We got our candy contest, and, of course, our horror movie contest as well next week.
I know Greg is a big fan of horror movies.
Yeah. Woodside just keeping it on the ground. That's what they love to do anyway. And our buddy Cleveland, again, to the 40. It's just like they're working on things that they've got to work on for future games against Bethel and Hampton almost. It's almost like we've got this. They're not saying it, but their motions and actions are showing it.
Well, and this is kind of classic Woodside offense that we've seen when you have 2 or 3 different backs in the backfield, and they're just rotating them in and out so nobody gets overworked, but you still have that steady procession down the field.
But what I like about Denbigh is they're not giving up. They're playing respectable football. Now, will it sustain? That's another story. Unfortunately, after this, there's 36 minutes left.
And, well, that's one thing with a B2 Harris team. They're not going to quit. They're going to come out. They're going to play hard. But if you don't have the cards at the table, Greg, if you and I could want to win all I want if we're playing Go Fish. But if I don't have the cards, I'm not going to win. And right now, Denbigh just doesn't have the cards.
And our condolences to all the people that lost their lives in Vegas. May their memory be eternal.
Absolutely. It's something you never want to think about, being able to go to a concert or a football game or something of that nature and not coming home. And so definitely our thoughts and prayers and condolences go out to everybody that was involved with that tragedy. And hopefully things are being put in place that we won't have to go through something like that again in the future.
I stayed in that hotel last summer. 2016 was there for a week.
So many UFC events and concerts and the NFL moving to Vegas. It's one of the entertainment capitals of the country, so you never want to see something like that go down.
And hopefully never again. There's the band right there getting excited for their halftime festivities.
Big homecoming show coming up.
Greg Bick, Nate Milton, over against Sports Scene on 1650 AM 92.5 each Wednesday from 12 to 1. And tunein.com, type WHKT to listen on your phone or your computer. We got Twitter at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight.
Of course, at in the number 8 MOZAIK, at Nate Mosaic. Of course, we've got at HR Online Mallcom, at HR SMHOF, at GJBTV, at WHKT AM 1650, all on Twitter. Thank you for following.
14-zip. Woodside. The numbers are just right. Looks like they don't even have any dirt on their jerseys yet. Neither team, unfortunately.
Telling you what, Greg,
that's not the point of football. And the first quarter is over.
Man.
It is 14-0, and both teams are still needing to crank it up. But Woodside's got the lead. We'll be back after these messages.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Dotson is 16-2 versus Denbigh, 16-2, trying to make it 17-2. He's up 14-0. Woodside is. Dotson, the assistant with Tommy Raymond, the former Ferguson coach, got his team in the postseason last year. Was Woodside versus Lansdowne that Raymond coached. Of course, Dotson went to William Mary, learned a lot from Jimmy Laycock, who's still there, the head coach at William Mary since 1980. Had great players like Billy Kennedy, Aaron Evans, Tyler Tyler. Of course, this is game number 7 for Woodside. They're 3-3. Denbigh is 0-6. Both teams made the postseason last year. We'll get to that graphic just momentarily. Woodside on the outside. Cleveland. Looks like a track meet.
Wow.
Yes. Make it 20, folks. Not a bad number.
A great number, in fact. Man, I tell you what, Greg, I usually don't mention the PSAs that aired during the breaks, but much like the little boy that just had his ice cream fall on the ground, that's how Denbigh's feeling right now, man. They are just being run over by this Woodside Wolverine rushing attack.
Run over by everybody, including Menchville this year.
Wow. Yeah, the Menchville Monarchs have 2 wins this season, Greg. 2 wins.
That might be all they get, but still, it's better than one.
Better than one.
It is what it is, folks. It's transparent television at its best. It is what it is. The kick is up and no good. So, mental break there for Denbigh. Missed kick there by number 61. Javier Anderson. Still, it's 20-0 and 20-0 early in the second quarter. 11:51 left to be exact.
Man, what a good running attack we've seen. In years past, Woodside's always had the big bruiser and then the speedy guy. And tonight we've seen, 6 foot, 200-pound Outlaw as the bruiser. And then the little speedy guy, we got 5'10", Jai Cleveland, 168 pounds. That's what it says on the roster, Greg. But I don't know if he's 168 pounds, but he's the quick guy. So
and they got a good quarterback in Knight, and they got a great player in Outlaw, too.
Thunder and lightning, you got Knight directing traffic. This is not the Woodside Wolverines offense we've seen in years past with people like Aaron Evans and Billy Kennedy, but this is still a potent offense, Greg.
They're still solid on all cylinders. They're not a dominant team, but they're a consistent team, and they'll find a way to win. Just look at the numbers on the sideline like we mentioned for both teams as far as the depth chart. Denbigh in the white, Woodside in the dark uniforms. As far as above 500 for Denbigh, 7-3 in 06, 8-4 and 13.
All right, folks. If you are interested in TV production, call Telecom for more information. Rising Juniors, you can schedule a tour, 757-591-4687. Again, 757-591-4687, extension 0 to schedule a tour at Telecom, learn a bit about the program, and follow in the footsteps of people like luminaries, if you would, like yours truly.
Denbigh trying to follow in your footsteps too, Nate, but they're going backwards.
Yeah, they're moonwalking right now, Greg. They're doing a Michael Jackson tribute.
They just don't have the numbers. You see a shot right there. It's pretty much their entire roster if you look at the opposite side of Todd Stadium.
Yeah. And then that's the thing, Greg. It's great.
You lose interest if you don't win.
And it's great, that these kids out here for the Patriots, they have heart. They're not going to quit. They're going to fight. But if you don't have the skill positions to get the job done, if you don't have the size to get the job done, it's going to be very difficult to go out here and make something happen. You need hustle and muscle. You need skill and will. You need both to get things done.
You're exactly right. Time, talent, treasure, total team effort, academics, athletics, activities. Make the big play, hustle on offense, defense, and special teams. Keep that energy up. Convert on third down.
And that's been an issue for Woodside.
It's the little things that add up.
Maybe the one thing I've seen from Woodside this year is playing for all 48 minutes, Greg.
Almost intercepted again. You just can't throw it up for grabs. You can't bounce back from that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They don't have the capability of only scoring 6 points all year of showing they can bounce back.
Right. I can't, give you more opportunities if I'm not taking advantage of the opportunities that I have. Meaning I can't have all these penalties. I can't have turnovers and expect to come out and beat a team as disciplined as Woodside. And so, like we said, as great as the effort is that we've seen from the Patriots, if they're not going to be able to play an error-free game, they've got to play their perfect game to have a shot here. And this game has so far not been perfect at all.
Third down. It'll be close. We'll see what the officials say. Don't forget we'll show our graphic last time in the postseason coming up. Last time in the postseason. Absolutely. And the postseason is after the regular season.
But some teams, all they get is a regular season, Greg. Not everybody gets a postseason. Not everybody.
One school in particular has not sniffed it since you were in school. We'll show the graphic in just a moment.
First down for Denbigh, though. That's at least some progress. They're moving forward, keeping this drive going.
Yes, they need little nuggets like that. You're exactly right. Don't experiment by throwing it up in the air. You're not ready for that yet.
No, and they've got a good running back, too, with Deion Sparks. They've got a good running back. He's not the biggest, but he's powerful.
All right, here we go, alphabetical order. Denbigh, last year with a losing record. Heritage, last year. We'll go to Ward, last year. Woodside, last year. Menchville, 1993. None of these kids were even born then.
93 was a good year, Greg. A Tribe Called Quest was out. Busta Rhymes was out. I think New Jack City was out. It's a good year.
None of those kids were born from Menchville.
No.
Or for the kids out here either.
Listen, I don't know how many kids on the crew were born in 93.
Bill Barlow was. I think that was Bill Barlow's, I'm trying to think. Speaking of Bill, Mr. 5 o'clock, that was his first year at the Telecom, though, for the football season.
So you're saying Bill Barlow is the reason Menchville hadn't made the playoffs. It all comes together.
It is Halloween season. We don't want to focus too much on the injured player. We wish him all the best. Very violent game, as we know. And Nate and I just talked about that before we went on the air. Flags all over the place. That these kids don't have a whole lot of time to filter and process after a long school week, Monday through Friday. Fridays might be fun for the fans, but they're the toughest for the kids.
Yeah, and the term student athlete, I know a lot of times when people talk about big-time college sports, it's kind of a joke. But when it comes to high school football, when it comes to these kids here in Newport News, they really are student athletes. It's the athletics, the activities, and the academics. That's a long week, folks. And so, when they come out here and put it all out there on the line, it's your body, it's your mind, your spirit. You got to give these kids all the credit in the world for being true student athletes.
They could be preoccupied, could have been a bad grade on their homework or a good grade. Regardless, there's distractions.
And there's always going to be distractions. The question is, how do you deal with those distractions? How do you block out those distractions?
On the defense, 15 yards, first down.
All right, we got 9:27 left till halftime, 20-0 Woodside. Dodson was a little upset about that because he knows he can't make those mistakes against postseason caliber teams.
That's the first major penalty on the Woodside Wolverines tonight.
You can afford stuff like that when you're up 20-0
Yeah.
against a team that's only scored 6 points all year. But you can't against Hampton and Phoebus and Bethel.
Nope, not against Hampton, Phoebus, Bethel, and maybe not even against Minstrel. Now that they've got confidence, Greg, Minstrel has confidence. I'm going to say they're going to win 3 games this year. How about that?
That's your prediction.
I'm going bold on this one. Minstrel's going to win 1 more game this season.
Congratulations to the Astros, up 2-0 over the Red Sox, winning 8-2 over the Red Sox. Astros 8-2 over the Red Sox today.
Yeah, there's a price on the Red Sox, not the price in the truck, but David Price, one of the great pitchers in baseball. And also on the Astros, Justin Verlander, formerly, I guess always of Hampton Roads.
And the Astros used to be a National League team, too.
Yeah. I really like what the Astros have been doing the last few years.
Should be exciting. Baseball is always fun this time of the year. Football just getting pretty much started.
Yeah,
they played 25% of the season.
Hockey is getting in the preseason, getting ready to kick off. You got basketball is in the preseason now. So this might be my favorite time of the year, Greg, where everything is kind of coalescing.
But football is king still.
Definitely.
Right, especially in October in baseball.
Yeah, football is always king. College, professional, and of course, high school, which we're bringing you this week.
2nd and 9, Denbigh trying to go somewhere, some type of forward momentum. And that's number 5, respectively. Hinton. Not giving a hint where he's going next.
Yeah, Denbigh trying to make something happen. Reminds me of that old Diana Ross song, and I know this is going to be a little bit too old for some of our viewers out there, and probably all the kids in the truck. But do you know where you're going? Do you like the things that life has in front of you? Do you know? That's what I'm asking here for the Denbigh Patriots. Do you know where you're going? Do you know the objective that you're trying to accomplish here on this field? Because you can have all the heart in the world, but unless you got a plan and you execute that plan with a purpose, you're not going to put some points on the board. And that's what they need.
3rd and 7, third down conversion for B2 Harris's teams. And batted down.
Wow.
Batted down.
That one almost went the other way.
By number 11, Parker.
Parker almost took that one back to the house, Greg. Just couldn't get a hold on that one, but he got enough of that ball to knock it down.
Kecoughtan Bethel Warwick is all Denbigh's got left in their season. It's done. Whew. Woodside, of course. Still has Bethel, Hampton, and Menchville. Still 3 tough teams, including Menchville, huh?
Yeah, you never know.
Menchville, look, Woodside's only got 1 more win than Menchville right now.
Hey, and Menchville always seems to win that last game of the season.
You never know. 20-0 still. And that is Cleveland down the sideline running. He's got daylight. He'll score.
Wow.
Cleveland's going past Ohio through Virginia.
Wow.
Not what B2 Harris wanted.
Definitely not what you wanted. Let's take a look here, folks. Simple punt return. Cleveland just gets a seam, taking it down the sidelines. Everybody knows that Cleveland rocks. Oh, you thought you were going to get me. I'm going to go this way. That's how I like it. Oh, my goodness.
I saw one player raising his hands. Don't look at me.
He's like,
He's like, I don't want to be involved in this.
He asked him what was going on. He's like, see the way my defense is set up right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Maybe no dice.
An illegal formation on the offense. Penalties declined. Woodside's ball.
I think Dotson, the referee, not exactly seeing quite eye to eye tonight. Still 20-0. That touchdown looked good, but it didn't count.
Man. Hey, it was exciting. It was exciting, folks. We'll say that. But yeah, the officials are definitely not on Danny Dotson's Christmas card list right now.
Or Thanksgiving list either.
Or Thanksgiving.
Like they're not even giving trick-or-treat candy tonight.
He might have a trick for him. No treats.
Sam Price up here with us as well. Keeping all the mosquitoes away. And the screen pass, beautiful, from Jordan Knight. Knight, Willie Bell, Billy Knievy, they've had some good quarterbacks over the years.
Yeah.
But Dotson's, it's more about his system. You know, you look at last year for Danny Dotson, making Lansdowne, they beat Lansdowne, Grassfield, lost to Oscar Smith, and Bill D. Mr. Price just mentioned his entire family's in the truck tonight. But you look at it, they beat Lansdowne, Grassfield, lost to Oscar Smith. What's significant about that game last year in the postseason was that was Dotson's last time facing Bill D, who passed away. And, of course, Bill D coached the Phoebus for a long time in Southampton, Christopher Newport, as well as Old Dominion as assistant coach. And Dotson's last loss in the season last year was against the late Bill D. So if we were going to lose in the postseason, you know.
You do have a flag on the play.
6:45 left in quarter number 2.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense after the play. Second down.
Bottom line is Woodside can make up those 6 points.
And that's the type of thing Denbigh cannot have right now. Mental errors, getting a personal foul after the play is stopped. You know, creating these penalties, these turnovers, it just creates a snowball effect that is about to bury the Patriots. You know, if Woodside can find a way to punch the ball in here, Greg, it's going to, you know, what's the old saying, it gets early late, or gets late early? It's going to get late really early for these Denbigh Patriots.
Still stopping the play. We played 46 minutes. It's of real time. We're in the second quarter. 20-0, Woodside in control. And like we said, they haven't got their kinks out either.
Yeah.
They're still struggling themselves. But, you know, it's a nice struggle when you're winning 20-0.
Right. Give me struggles
but
like
Dotson,
that.
if you ask him right now, he's not satisfied.
No, it's, you know, when you talk about their overall record, there you see the Denbigh Patriots sideline with Coach Harris.
Not satisfied with tonight's game either.
Yeah, he's not satisfied with tonight's game. He's a little bit more satisfied when you see the points, but it's a growing process. And I think last year, the Woodside fans got a little spoiled with Tyre Tyler behind center, because Tyre Tyler was somebody that had a couple years to mature into that quarterback spot, and we just saw, you know, Jordan Knight, the only action he got was when Tyler got hurt. So now this is Jordan Knight's ship. This is Jordan Knight's team to run, and we're seeing the maturation process in real time of Jordan Knight. Can he go from a new kid on the block to the new man with the plan? And so we're seeing what Jordan Knight can do with this Woodside team. Hasn't been 100% great. You know, they haven't been as dominant as they were last year, but they're still a very solid team, Greg. And I think, you know, they win tonight, gives them a little bit more momentum for the final 3 games of the season.
Woodside got some daylight, and they're going to score untouched. That's Chesson, the train. The train scores.
We haven't called Chesson's name at all tonight, but Chesson and his brother D'Angelo Chesson, somebody we talked about a lot last season. Chesson, you know, he's one of those two-way players, plays running back as well as linebacker, a key component for this Woodside Wolverines team.
They got their 6 points back, too, Nathaniel.
Deontay Chesson.
He's got 2 more points, too, untouched.
Wow.
Untouched. They're not playing flag football. Jordan Knight makes it 28-zip. Still not even halfway through the second quarter.
Jordan Knight and these Woodside Wolverines are hanging tough step by step. Ooh, baby. Jordan Knight, I can't think of any more New Kids on the Block references, but Jordan Knight leading this team right now.
Looks like we'll have a running clock in the second half, for sure.
I think that is going to be the case, my friend.
But it can't happen in the first half, regardless.
And then if you're Denbigh, though, you know, I think if you're Denbigh, Greg, what you want to do is just make it to halftime. Get a breath, you know, it's kind of like you're in a boxing match. You know, like Mayweather McGregor, you got to get through the round and be able to get back on your stool in your corner, have your corner man cut you and talk to you, give you some water. Get back out there, kid, you know, Mickey from Rocky. That's what they need right now. They need to get to the locker room, get to halftime, take a breath, and come out and try to get something positive going for the second half.
It's like that YouTube delete video. Special teams returned by the Patriots.
Hey.
Remember, they've only scored 6 points all year, and that was our practice game against Hampton, too.
It has been a long season for Coach Harris and these Patriots, Greg Bickavarius. And I've been here. Like, I've been in that spot before. I was on a Minchfield team that lost a few games.
But you've never been on a team that's only scored 6 points.
that is true. The struggle is real here for the Denbigh Patriots.
But Denbigh, like you said, they've had a great history. Matt Boone coached this team from 75 to 87.
Yeah.
He beat Bethel during his tenure. Quillen beat Hampton when he was coaching Denbigh. People don't realize Quillen had some great Denbigh teams in the late 80s. When the late Gary Silvey was involved in athletics. Of course, Bob Schmidt's team beat Allen Iverson's Bethel team in the early 90s, a Denbigh team. But again, that was a long time ago. AC Cawthorne.
Talk about, that Tomlin team that beat Hampton.
Tracy Harrod.
Yeah, and it's something.
But it's been a struggle.
It's been
not as bad as Menchville, but they've shown signs of Menchville.
Right. They're very schizophrenic, I guess would be the way to say it, Greg. They can go 8-4. They can have a good season, but then the next year they're 3-8, and you're like, what happened? Where did the change happen?
Well, at least they're not in the witness protection program. But it's tough. I mean, because let's face it, this is front and center. This is an activity that they're on live TV that the public sees, and the public knows football, and they see the scoreboard. That's all they know.
Not just here in Newport News,
everywhere.
With the internet, with the YouTube, with Roku, we're worldwide, literally. We've got people all over the globe checking out this game, and the lights are here, the cameras are here. It's a big spotlight on your school and on your program. And right now,
and the alumni.
Yeah, Denbigh is clearly in this spotlight right now.
Just keeping it on the ground. This can wear on you. This type of season can wear on you. You still have several weeks left. The best thing about it's almost over.
Losing, much like winning. Failure, much like success, can become a habit if you let it.
Yeah, in football, it's only once a week, so you have a lot of time to think about it.
Yeah.
You don't lay in bed, just start thinking about all your problems. But, this is like easy on Sunday morning, rough on Monday night.
Yeah, this will stick with you, particularly in a rivalry game, particularly in a homecoming game where you're going to have an extended halftime. So you're going to be sitting in that locker room for, close to half an hour almost just thinking about what you got going on.
Because think about it, prior to 96, there was no Woodside.
Yeah.
All these kids would have played for Denbigh. That's hurt Denbigh. It's the dilution of it. Woodside's great, but it hasn't helped Denbigh any. There used to be a group called Concerned Citizens of Denbigh. There's a lot to be concerned about.
I'm telling you what. They might have to start a task force to see if we can get some points on the board for the Denbigh Patriots here and Coach Marcellus B2 Harris.
Right.
And that's the thing, Coach Harris, if he's been known for anything over his tenure here at Denbigh, Greg, it's been kind of a wide-open offense and actually passing the ball down the field, but we haven't seen too much of that from the Denbigh Patriots this season.
They don't have the talent. They don't have the weapons. You need offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah.
Every play, they always say make it a big deal about converting on third down. You got to convert on first down like that. Oh, my goodness. Add it up, folks. Add it up.
Wow.
Thompson, T-squared, scores again.
Man. Tyler Thompson, T-scissor.
34-zip.
Man. Just a simple play, too, Greg. Just a simple play. Knight finds Thompson, and he's off to the races. Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon. The magic is back for the Woodside Wolverines.
The only player that got close to number 12 was number 5 for Woodside.
Right.
I didn't even see any white jerseys out there.
Yeah, the closest player to Thompson was Carlos Palmer, his own man. So, man, just dominant performance by the Wolverines tonight.
The running clock will not start till the second half if it's still 35-zip. What that is the score right now. Look, we had to do a game on the schedule. It is what it is.
Yeah. And you know
We're not picking on Denbigh, but we had to do a game on the schedule.
You were saying, Greg, when is Woodside going to get into gear?
Now.
I think they're in gear now.
But, yeah, they've got a tough road ahead, though. Woodside has lost to Highland Springs.
Yeah.
They've lost to Phoebus. They've lost to Heritage, and that still burns at them.
Yeah. Woodside's in a position where, if they really want to secure their postseason fortunes, they really want to go out and win out the remaining 3 games after tonight. But it's not going to be easy, particularly when you talk about a Hampton team that has looked very resurgent this season.
Undefeated.
Yeah, looking like the Hampton of old.
You have to beat Menchville recently, right?
Well, I mean, that's not saying much, even though this year, like I said.
They beat Bethel, too.
Menchville, I'm going to mark it down, folks. Menchville's going to win 3 games this year.
Hampton Phoebe is still the cream of the crop.
Yeah. Woodside usually right up there with them. At least they have been the past few years. But this year,
Phoebus beat Woodside this year 13-6.
Yeah, this year Woodside's kind of taking a step back.
So we're more than likely going to see a running clock in the second half, which means it'll go by quick. Real quick, folks. Normally we don't have that many running clock games just to get you ready for it if it does happen.
Yeah.
The clock won't stop unless it's a penalty or an injury or something like that, but rarely does it stop. It just rolls in real time.
Yeah,
it means like the sands of our time. Those are the days of our lives.
These are the days of our lives. Yes,
they're not used to seeing it on the running clock either.
And there's so much confidence that you gain for the team with the big lead when that running clock starts, because then it's almost like everyone is conceding. Man, this thing is out of hand here, and it's up to the team that is down on the scoreboard. Not only do they have to compete with you,
plus it's an ego thing for the other team.
Then they got to compete with the clock.
And they're like, "What's going on here?" Well, we put ourselves in that situation.
Yep.
Denbigh in the white, outside running, just trying to be respectful going into the locker room at halftime.
Coach Harris certainly has his work cut out for him.
Played football and basketball at Ferguson.
Yeah. Went on to ECU.
Right. Longtime decade coach at Denbigh. Made the postseason before. Hasn't always been pretty. Had a great team in 2013.
Yeah, winning 8 games at Denbigh, that's nothing to sneeze at.
But just like we mentioned, Gloucester has rarely beaten Woodside, except way back, early on in the first part of the 21st century. Not this decade, though. They have not. Denbigh can't say much about it. Menchville can't say much about it. War can't say they've beaten Woodside that often. Not many teams have, so there's nothing to be ashamed of.
So really the only team that's been an equal to Woodside is Heritage.
Right. And Bethel and Hampton, of course, and Phoebus.
In terms of Newport News, it's been those two, Heritage and Woodside, for the last almost 20 years.
22 years. 2:50 left and some change in this first half. 35-0. Denbigh trailing with the ball in the white uniforms. Of course, they throw it up the middle. Their best play of the game. Complete. Number 9. Brown. Let's go to an interview.
Thanks, Greg. I'm here on the sideline with Woodside High School's Principal Hockman. How's your night going tonight?
Oh, it's a great night right now. The kids are playing really well. We're up 35-0, so it's been a lot of fun.
Yes. Can you tell us some of the great things going on at Woodside?
It's been a big week. This is homecoming week. Obviously, tonight we're crowning our king and queen. Monday, we had American Monday, Tourist Tuesday. We had a throwback day where kids wore their decades to school, and we culminated it all today where each class wore a different color, and we had almost 100% participation. It was a fantastic week at Woodside.
Great. Can you tell us who you think is going to win that crown tonight?
I have an idea about that, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm rooting for all of them to win.
That's great. I wanted to ask you, can you tell us some of the things that, took this whole organization? Of course, the clock is down to 35. The clock is going to run out. What you say? What in the world? Can you say something?
Sure. We're really excited. The kids want to make sure that, we got almost a full house tonight. We want to make sure we finish off strong, get out of here with the win. Tomorrow night's a big dance at the school. We want to make sure everybody gets out there and enjoys themselves. So this is a great culminating night for our homecoming week.
Thank you. This is Principal Hockman from Woodside High School. I'm Deja Brown here for NNPS TV. Back to you, Greg.
All right, thank you, young lady. It is 35-0. Denbigh cannot pick up the pieces tonight, and that last play was an example of how the first half was gone. They cannot pick up the pieces.
That's the first half in a nutshell right there. Nothing going right for the Denbigh Patriots. But how about that Principal Hockman? Like he's got a voice for radio. I think if my voice gets tired here in the second half, Greg, I might make a call down to the field and take the second half off.
Go to the bullpen. Speaking of baseball.
Bring in the reliever.
I think Denbigh needs a relief too, Nate.
Man,
It's 35-zip.
It's like that airplane commercial. Want to get away? I think they do.
Not on Denbigh Boulevard tonight. 35-0. Glad you're with us on TV, online. Cox Cable 47 517 NNPSTV.com. A little bit of a razzle-dazzle goes backwards very quick. That was number 28 for the Patriots. That was Johnson. Not Johnson.
Oh. Denbigh trying to make something happen, and trying to get anything positive as we head into the half here,
Trying to
Greg.
get that juice flowing.
Anything, positive that Coach Harris can build upon.
Juice is loose.
I'm telling you.
Another injured player. Denbigh, and that's what happens, fatigue, injuries, cramps. This heat doesn't help either.
I was going to say, particularly when we're in the season change right now where it's still pretty warm, but it can get cool pretty quickly, and your muscles cramp up. So, shout out to the trainers out there that are doing an excellent job this evening. But it's tough. If you're the Denbigh Patriots, I think if you're Coach Harris, you got to take the guys inside and be honest with them. You don't want to sugarcoat it. Be real with them. We're getting our heads kicked in right now, boys. But you got a decision to make. Everything's not going to be easy. Do you want to give up, or do you want to come out here and fight in the second half and let's see what happens? And knowing Coach Harris and knowing this Denbigh football team, they're going to come out and they're going to play hard. Will they win? That's a little bit dicier question, Greg, but they're going to play hard.
Woodside's had two football coaches in their history, Bob Schmidt and Danny Dotson. Of course, Ashby Kilgore, the superintendent of Newport News, was a principal at Woodside. When we first did our pregame show, she used to be part of the pregame show we did years ago.
Yeah, man, good time. Lots of tradition here with Woodside. Again,
they're so far away from parts of Newport News. Look how far away they're from Heritage alone.
For the baby,
you need more than an Uber to get there.
You might need a Uber XL. Uber everywhere.
MapQuest to get there, or GPS.
But for a school that's supposedly the baby school of the district, there's a lot of history here at Heritage and Woodside, the two baby schools.
22 years.
A lot of a legacy that they've built, and a lot of it is linked to the athletics. Whether you talk about the football team here at Woodside or the basketball team, which has had success here at Woodside, a lot of great things with their academic program and their athletic program.
Yeah, Woodside's won state championships in basketball.
Yeah.
Heritage in football, of course.
Yeah.
You mentioned Denbigh's had great coaches too, like Quillen and the late Matt Boone, who put Denbigh on the map from 75 to 87.
Yeah.
Of course, Bob Schmidt coached Denbigh and Woodside both. Both of these teams. He coached Denbigh from 90 to 95, then he coached Woodside from 96 to 98. Longtime assistant at CNU. So he knows these two schools very well. Denbigh's had great teams over the years, but like Nate said, been very erratic at best.
Yeah.
Less than a minute left to intermission.
And it's one thing to be great for a season or two, but it's another thing to have that consistency. And that's what we've seen from Woodside. I remember when Danny Dotson first got there, how, they'd start, having 3-win seasons or 4-win seasons.
Had some 0-10 seasons,
Had some 0-10 seasons, but consistently, little by little, you started to see every year, they'd win 4, 5, 6 games. And now they're a perennial playoff team, and that goes to show you what consistency can do.
Like we said earlier, Denbigh is 62-128 since 1999.
Woo. Man.
Woodside, of course, a little bit opposite than that. Dotson, since 99, is 117-84. You see him right there. And really, you think about it, that's a plus-minus ratio of 33 because he had an 0-10 year once.
I was going to say,
take away that, it's a lot better than that.
You think of those 84 losses, I would say most.
That's the year he lost to Gloucester, by the way.
Yeah. Well, most of those losses probably happened in Dotson's first 3 or 4 seasons.
Right. Number 11 on the catch, respectively. My favorite number, that's Parker. Still like outlaw for that player of the game so far. He's still got that mental edge.
Yeah,
him and Knight and Cleveland are right up there.
Yeah, we were talking with Sam Price during one of the breaks up here, and he mentioned Outlaw kind of looking like a little mini Marshawn Lynch out there, little mini beast mode.
For Denbigh, they don't want to get behind again. Jordan Knight and Motley, both telecom students, excellent gentlemen. Proud to have them in our program.
Jordan Motley, who joined us in the booth last game.
Special hello to Citrina, of course, and Beth and Chris for the support staff they do. Here's Knight. Knight, flags all over the place. Knight still on his feet. And Knight should have gotten rid of it earlier. Sometimes, like in basketball, when you have it too much,
right?
Usually when you have it too much, usually a foul or a turnover happens.
And that's something
Same thing in football where you might fumble it.
And it's something all quarterbacks, the great quarterbacks have that timer in their head, Greg. They know when to run. They know when to throw it away if need be. They know when to scramble out of the pocket. And that's just something that comes with age and maturity and the reps.
.35 zip. Little conference there. They know they're on TV tonight. It's Dennis Hicks with a white cap.
He said, make sure they get my good side.
I want to thank our buddy Jim Mayhew for all his support, too, on the official crew.
Not yet. I have 2 fouls on the offense. During the run, holding on number 5. Intentional grounding on the quarterback is the other foul.
Dotson's not happy with that at all.
No.
I don't think that was intentional grounding.
Well,
I just think he tried to get rid of the football.
I need to see another look at that to see who was in the area when he let that ball go.
There's a little battle here between Dotson and Hicks tonight. You can tell there. A little chippy, I'd say.
Yeah,
Is that safe to say?
A little frosty. It's a little chill in the air. It's more than just because we're in October.
No candy bar for either one. And trust me, this grates on Danny. This grates on him.
Yeah, Coach Dotson's the greatest guy in the world, but he is a perfectionist. He is, somebody that he believes in having a consistent plan and executing that plan consistently. And now, when we see little mistakes and mental errors, that's not going to make him happy.
Knight, incomplete. Little shuffle pass, incomplete. Good intention.
Yeah.
Running clock will start the second half, folks, like we've said on the air here.
I think if you're Woodside, why even try to pass right now? Like just
let it run. You don't want to make it too difficult as already is for Denbigh.
You also don't want to risk, getting anybody hurt. Just you go to the locker room, enjoy the extended halftime here, and
you look at Denbigh's line. They look pretty healthy. They look big. They look like they're focused. It's just as nothing is, they're getting eaten up alive. And there's number 2, our buddy Cleveland, trying to penetrate Virginia.
Uh-oh.
Going backwards. Hopefully the clock will run. Nate and I are going to go take a break during halftime. It's 35 zip, and it'll stay like that till intermission. All right, it's 35-0 in favor of Woodside in their homecoming, looking really good. Stay tuned for a special feature as well. We'll be back for the third quarter.
Okay.
Bill, at this time I'd like to bring in the Peninsula Football Officials Association, Jim Mayhew.
Hey, Bill. How are you? Congratulations.
Special gift for you, Bill.
Commemorative coin here.
I got one I want you to flip tomorrow
This
night.
is a
too.
commemorative coin from the VHSL, one that is used for coin tosses, and one to acknowledge Bill's 1,000 game. In addition to that,
Maybe tomorrow night it'll be quiet.
we also have a plaque And this says on it, says Bill Nettles, in recognition of 1,000 games, Newport News Public School, Todd Stadium. Thank you for your continued dedication. And the date.
Next, we have Destiny Jackson. Escorted by her grandfather, Calvin Hoggard Sr., and her mother, Kadia Hoggard. She is a member of the Dance Magnet at Woodside. In her free time, she performs praise dance at her church and volunteers for the community. Destiny plans to attend an HBCU for pre-med and then Harvard to become an OBGYN. Third, we have Bryce Phipps, who is escorted by his mother, Tahira Phipps. Bryce is a member of Woodside's Communication Magnet program. He also plays JV football for the school and plans to play JV basketball in the winter. In his future, Bryce plans to attend the University of Alabama to play football and hopes to join the NFL. Our final freshman class representative is Denasia Williams. She is escorted by her mother, Marquita Cherry. She is a member of the Dance Magnet program at Woodside. In her future, Denasia plans to major in dance and become a professional dancer. For our sophomore court, we have Brendan Ferdinand. He is escorted by his father, Neil Ferdinand, and his sister, Brittany Boyer. He is a member of Woodside's Drama Magnet and runs track for the school. Brendan plans to attend New York University to major in theater. He hopes to be an actor and model one day. Next, we have Serenity Edwards. She is escorted by her sister, Diamond Edwards. She is a cheerleader for Woodside and a member of the Shiro group. In her future, she plans to attend the University of Virginia to major in criminal justice. Third is Elvin Varela, escorted by his mother, Maria Varela, and little sister, Aylin Varela. He is a member of the International Club and a member of Woodside's volleyball, track, soccer, and swim teams. Elvin plans to go to school to study medicine and criminal justice, then join the Marine Corps. Our final sophomore class candidate is Amani Ross. She is escorted by her brother, Alex Lewis, and her sister, Shakira Mussenden. Amani is a member of Woodside's field hockey and soccer teams and participates in Girls Excellence Club. She plans to attend New York University to major in psychology. Our junior court begins with Patrick Kimry. He is escorted by his parents, Matt and Jamie Kimry. He currently serves as junior class president and is a member of Tri-M Music Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society, Marching Band, and Wind Ensemble. In his future, Patrick plans to attend Harvard University to major in law. Next, we have Adriana Allister. She is escorted by her parents, Alicia and Andre Allister. She is a member of Woodside's track team, upper level choir, Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society, Tri-M Music Honor Society, and is a VHSL student leader. One day, Adriana plans to attend Princeton University to major in engineering and liberal arts. Third, we have Jalen Boyd. She is escorted by her parents, Jason and Rhonda Boyd. Jalen is a member of the Dance Magnet at Woodside and serves as an athletic trainer aide. Jalen plans to attend Hampton University or the University of Virginia to major in sports medicine and minor in liberal arts. Finally, we have Tavi Williams. He is escorted by his mother, Sandra Williams, and his sister, Talia Williams. He is a member of the varsity volleyball team at Woodside and a member of the Communications Magnet program. After high school, Tavi plans to join the Air Force or attend college to become a veterinarian. And now, we have our senior homecoming court. Amon Johnson is escorted by his friend Gina Sutton. He is a member of Woodside's swim team and is captain of the volleyball team. Amon is also part of the Visual Arts Magnet program His future plan is to attend James Madison University to major in criminal justice. Next, we have Jalen Foster, escorted by her sister, Taisha Foster. Jalen was previously a member of Woodside's Color Guard for 2 years. She plans to attend Old Dominion University or Norfolk State University for nursing. Third, we have Brian Nguyen, escorted by Layla Zambrana. Brian is a member of the Visual Arts Magnet at Woodside and is a photographer at many school events. After high school, he plans to attend Norfolk State University to major in business. Your next senior class representative is Jaden Richards, escorted by her cousin and sister, Jabrion Ezel and Jayla Richards. Jaden is a member of Woodside's Dance Magnet, varsity cheerleading team, and DECA. She plans to attend Howard University to major in public relations. Next, we have Isaiah Brooks, escorted by his mother, Felicia Brooks. He has played varsity basketball for Woodside and plans to attend Old Dominion University to major in business and marketing. Our sixth representative is Zasha Whiting, escorted by her mother, Angela Whiting. She is a member of Woodside Revolution, Impact Club, and the Principal's Advisory Council. She plans to attend Liberty University to major in psychology and become a clinical psychologist. Next, we have Zachary McPeak, who is escorted by his mother, Paula McPeak. Zach currently serves as Woodside's SCA secretary, is a member of the Drama Magnet program, and participates in the Principal's Advisory Council. He plans to attend the American Musical and Dramatic Academy College and Conservatory of the Performing Arts. And finally, we have Tiana Prudencio, escorted by her mother and best friend, Stacy Prudencio and Ariana Latore. She was a member of the STEP team for 2 years and a member of the drama department for 2 years. After graduation, Tiana plans to join the Air Force, work in the medical field, and attend Old Dominion University. Now, it is time to announce our 2017 Homecoming Court winners. Congratulations to our freshman winners, Jalen Hill and Destiny Jackson. Our sophomore winners are Brendan Ferdinand and Serenity Edwards. Our junior winners are Tavi Williams and Adriana Allister. Now for our 2017 King and Queen. The 2017 Homecoming King is Amon Johnson. And the 2017 Homecoming Queen is Jaden Richards. Congratulations to the entire 2017 Homecoming Court Woodside. Thank you to all our participants for all their efforts and their recognition. We now ask that all of our participants escort the field.
We also have something else for you, something that you used for most of your 1,000 games. I present to you the microphone.
This is the one I wore out.
You wore it out. Yes, you did, Bill.
I want to thank everybody. I've been kind of like looking at this, and this came up a bunch of years ago when somebody asked me how many I'd done, and I counted 500. I did the math at that particular time, and I realized that I could possibly get to this moment, and I looked at the time, and I was going to be 74 years of age when I got there. I'd like to thank Mary Beth out in Hampton, and I'd also like to thank Bobby Pennenbacker. He's not here tonight. Between those two, they gave me some additional games, an extra 40 or 45 games, and it cut it down to 72. That's what I am at this particular moment. The steps that lead up to the press box, they're taking their toll, and I think my time in that press box is going to be limited. But it's been a great journey. You have no idea the things that I've seen and the things, and most of it involves the people that I have met. I just can't tell you how great it is to have been in association with some of these folks, and this would not have happened had it not have been for sports. So I just can't thank everyone enough who's been out here and been a part of this. It's just a great experience. 1,000 games is something I've been knocking them off at about approximately 100 every 4 years, so you can do the math and count it out. But it's been an awesome journey. The man across on the other side, Mike Richards, has been a big part of that journey. Mike was responsible for my first postseason game here at Todd Stadium. He was also responsible the next year for my second and third and fourth and fifth postseason games, going all the way to the first state championship that I did here in 1981. After that, I was just hooked, and I have been with it ever since, and it's been an awesome ride. I wish to thank the folks for the school system who have stuck with me for 38 years to allow me to do this. Had it not been for them, I wouldn't be here now. But most of all, I thank each and every one of you who have come out here tonight to see this. And I'd like to say one other thing, if I may. The MVP in this game and every other game we've ever done has been each and every one of you that walks over to that ticket booth and puts your money down and buys a ticket to a game. With dwindling funds and the money's a little bit short coming into the athletic programs, each and every one of you are making high school sports possible. We thank you all for that, and I thank you for allowing me to be here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Nettles.
I should have taken it out. Yeah, I didn't know. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
Oops. Uh-oh. Sorry.
Get on top of it before they do. Every 24 minutes, tipped furniture or a falling TV sends an injured child to the emergency room. Preventing tip-over incidents is easy, inexpensive, and only takes 5 minutes. Learn how to secure your furniture and TVs to protect children at anchorit.gov.
All right, 35-0. It's been all Woodside here. Hope you enjoyed the halftime festivities. Nate Milton, Carl Daniels. All Woodside, they're not happy, but they're winning.
Absolutely not. You know, Woodside is coming out here enjoying the festivities. We had a great halftime spectacular by the Woodside Wolverines. New king, new queen. But Woodside is reigning supreme right now. They had royalty on the field. We'll see if Denbigh can recover from this deficit.
All right, back from our practice game from the one game that we saw Denbigh score in, Carl Daniels, was against Hampton. They haven't scored since.
Yeah, that's a shame they haven't scored since. It's kind of like what Denny Green said. They are what they thought we were. And unfortunately, they haven't been able to score. So, you know, maybe they could score in the second half, but Woodside looks awful tough. I don't see that happening.
Nate, we said at the beginning of the game, Woodside's trying to get above 500. They're going to start it with it tonight, but they still got a long way to get to postseason caliber football.
Yeah, Woodside still got a ways to go in the remainder of this season if they want to keep those postseason aspirations alive. But I think what you're going to see from Woodside here in the second half, they're going to come out and execute the same game plan. They're going to be consistent, and they're going to put some points on the board like they have. For Denbigh, though, that's going to be the question. We're going to see, does Denbigh have the heart, the guts, the resiliency to at least come out and put up a fight here in the second half?
All right, let's get down to the field. Of course, and great job by Ray Price and the crew last night for capturing Mr. Nettles' ceremony, of course, as well. And when you talk about the rest of the season, too, it's focus, focus, focus.
There you go. And we are focused up here in the booth. We got our own legend in the booth up here. We call Daniels up here. So this is going to be fun, folks. We will have.
Hey, look, they scored. Denbigh scored when Carl was last here.
I was going to say, maybe he's the good luck charm. Maybe Denbigh will put some
Look, Carl went to Bethel. They were green, gold, and white back then. They still are, but let me ask you this. You're an alumni. When you see Bethel, aren't you used to seeing green, gold, and white?
Yeah, I'm used to seeing green, gold, and white. So to see the black pants, that's kind of like odd.
It's not their identity.
Exactly.
Now, Hampton did back in the day. They played red, white, and black. But school colors are a big deal. Even for Woodside, you know, they mix it up a little bit. You see the color rush in the NFL, and you really can't tell who's who sometimes.
Well, that's kind of the new thing. You know, it's about – I think Oregon might have been the ones who kind of got it kickstarted in college with all the various jersey combinations, and it's trickled down to high schools now. But, yeah, I'm like you guys. For me, Mitchfield is always that classic purple, gold, and white. Anything else I can't get with.
Hampton, red and white.
Yep.
Warwick, red, gold, and white.
Yep.
All right. Now, it should be a running clock now, folks, which we haven't had many in our 27 years. Greg Bickaveris, Nate Milton, Carl Daniels, glad you're with us on Cox Cable 47, 517, NNPSTV.com. Denbigh needs to make it happen on special teams.
Yeah, Denbigh has got to come out here and start getting some positive momentum. You know, like Carl said earlier, you know, they are who we thought they were. Denbigh coming in, only scored one touchdown all season. Now is the time for special teams and defense to step up and make some sort of statement in this game.
This running clock is real time.
Yeah, running clock. That's another thing that Denbigh has to compete against. Not just Woodside, but they now have less time to achieve things than they did in the first half because that clock is going to be running. There's no stoppage with this clock. So they've got to come out here, execute the plan. You know, they've had 30 minutes because we had an extended halftime. So they've had time to think of some sort of game plan. And we're going to see if Coach Harris and these boys can come out here and actually make something happen.
Yeah, and the offense has to execute too.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at this offense, they've only scored, averaging 1 point a game. As an offense, you got to execute to keep the defense off the field because the defense is going to get tired.
Unless your defense is averaging 0 points a game, averaging 1 point a game is not going to get you many wins.
Woodside, of course, likes the wing tee. Denbigh countering with the 4-2-5. 35-zip Woodside. Just starting the third quarter. Thank our good friends at Fazoli's as well in Newport News for great pizza, pasta, and subs.
Absolutely. Check them out at Fazoli's.com. They feed our crew. Let them feed yours.
We'll have our text contest in the fourth quarter. Stay tuned for that, folks. Live on TV here. And, of course, Nate's report card, too, as well, the crew list.
It might be an easy report card tonight, guys.
And that's what we're talking about right there. That's why we have a running clock, folks. It's getting ugly quick.
Wow.
Number 5, CP.
It is CPT, Carlos Palmer time, folks. Man, so many different weapons. We saw Outlaw, and we saw Cleveland in the first half.
Nobody made an effort to tackle him.
It's about that effort. And you can tell when a team feels beaten down. Here we're going to see on this replay, Carlos Palmer.
Carl, I mean, you see it. I mean, he outran several Denbigh players.
Yeah, they just continue to hit them with big play after big play after big play. And at some point, it's like you have to make an effort to stop them.
Well, they got the point still on the scoreboard, but it looks like there was some issue there, but the points are still on the scoreboard.
You saw Palmer break the tape there at the end like he was a sprinter at the Olympics.
Yeah, bringing it back. Ironically, the points are still on the scoreboard, though.
I think the biggest
Denbigh needs all the breaks they can.
Yeah, the biggest combination tonight hasn't been between Denbigh and Woodside. It's been between Coach Danny Dodson and these officials.
Right, because you can't do this against Hampton or the postseason.
No, you can't do that against a team like Hampton or a team like Phoebus in the postseason because they will capitalize on your mistakes.
They're a great homecoming king there, and of course, you look at it. Phoebus beat Woodside 13-6. Heritage was struggling all year. They beat Woodside 25-19.
Now you just saw the scoreboard, Greg. The points still on the board for the Woodside Wolverines.
That's when the clock does stop, when they don't know what to do. But like we said, it's been a little chippy between Hicks and Dotson tonight.
Yeah, that's the true rivalry tonight.
Yeah, the rivalry is between Hicks and Dotson. Superseded the entire game. Now it's 35-0.
Okay.
It's like, it's like a little bit of an ego thing here with the referee. Almost like a lateral. Incomplete.
That almost looked like a dangerous play there. That could have been a dangerous hit.
Look, this game is going to go by quicker than running clock. All right, King and Queen on the field.
Thanks, Greg. I'm back down here on the sidelines for another interview for Woodside High School's homecoming king and queen. How does it feel to win something like this?
I mean, it feels great. Like, I was so nervous. I'm just so excited now, and thank you to all my voters.
What do I do?
It feels good, especially like it's being your last year, and me getting called, like all my friends out here just cheering me on. Hopefully I win, and my mom just being by my side. Thank you, she's still here.
What motivated you guys to compete for the crown?
I mean, honestly, my sister, she was like, Jaden, you should run, because I was just too scared to. I didn't think I was going to win.
And you?
My mom, she was telling me, you need to do something, because I never did it my junior, freshman, or senior. I was like, all right, I'm going to do it my senior year. It's my last year, so I'm going to go all out.
What's life looking after high school for you guys?
I really want to attend Howard University and major in public relations. So, yeah.
What about you, sir?
I'm trying to look at swimming right now, see if I get any offers right now, but particularly JMU for criminal justice.
Well, there you have it, folks. Woodside High School's homecoming king and queen. Back to you, Greg.
Job with the interview there. Excellent job with the interview. But you see Woodside score those points and got them taken away. Denbigh creates some type of, big play there. But still, the reality is they're down 35-0 with a running clock. It's just the running clock is real time.
Yeah, and if anything, the defense
it shades a little light.
There's such things as kind of hollow victories or moral victories, but when you're at Denbigh, that's what you need right now, Greg. Like every little bit of positivity helps.
It's like looking into the sun and saying, "Wow, it's an eclipse. We don't want to look too much." It is what it is. The thing is, they have not scored since when Carl and I did the practice game between Denbigh and Hampton. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that really was. That was ages ago when they scored.
I was 44-6, and at one point, Carl and I said during the game, "Wow, Denbigh's still in the ball game."
Exactly.
Even Hampton was trying to get the kinks out. They still won by 38 points. 35-0 Woodside. They're 3-3 in the year. Denbigh is 0-6. Denbigh made the postseason last year overall with a 3-8 record, and that's not, nothing to brag about. 4-7 the year before. So it's been dismal. Again, Denbigh's only won 62 games the last 19 years. We're not even done with the 19th year yet.
And even when they've had years, where like we talk.
They made the postseason.
Keep talking about when they make the postseason, the year when they won 8 games. It's not something that's sustainable like we've seen with Woodside.
Erratic.
Every year, like the floor for Woodside seems to be 6 or 7 wins. Like that's a bad Woodside team. But for Denbigh, they could go anywhere from 2 wins, anywhere to 8 wins in that spectrum.
Who was that pass to from number 8? Hughes. This has to drive, B2 crazy because he was like a quarterback type receiver himself. He could do either position very well. In fact, Michael Vick replaced B2 when he was quarterback at Ferguson. And I told Raymond back then, are you crazy? And Raymond was right. Because I thought B2 was that good of an athlete. He was a Division I athlete. But this has to drive him crazy.
Yeah, it's got to be hard for a quarterback coach to see a player throw a ball and not be accurate, and that's what you want. You want accuracy out your quarterback, but also out your team, you want consistency, and that's something, unfortunately, Denbigh has not been able to do, is just be consistent. Where we've seen Woodside, as Nate was saying, they're consistent every single year. They're playoffs every single year. They get a certain number of wins every single year.
It's almost like when Woodside gets the ball, it's like that playground, I've got the ball, I'm going to score. I've got that chance to score, and it's like they're that excited because almost every time another team touches the ball, they think they can score against Denbigh.
Well, and the thing for Woodside is, even though they're dominating this game right here, they're still only 3-3 on the season, and that's something that Danny Dotson and this team, they know they can be better than that. And so this game is kind of like them blowing off some steam because they've been disappointed with the way some of the games have turned out this season. So tonight is fun. Like, tonight is play, and they're going out there.
That's
and
what we're talking about. That's play right there. Denbigh's in timeout, folks. And Woodside's putting him there. The train scores again. Chesson.
Deontay Chesson, the junior, with a nice play. Let's take a look here. Again, out of that wing tee, so many different ways you can attack a defense. And we see it right there. Chesson, just look at the open field, the open pasture right there. Nice job by Deontay Chesson. And when that train starts moving, it's very hard to get him untracked. Again, we're seeing execution. We're seeing a game plan that has been put down by Coach Dodson, and this Woodside Wolverine team is out here, and they're executing.
The kick is up, and it is good. 42-zip.
Tell you what, Greg, you talk about the Woodside offense being out of this world. That shot right there is out of this world. A good look at the moon in this night sky here. A great job tonight by our student crew in the truck car. And what a lot of people don't know is these are kids that are in the 11th and 12th grades, and they're and we got a great staff in the truck. Shout out to Greg Lesko making some cogent decisions right now. But
or is it a full moon because Carl Daniels is up in the booth?
Who knows? I mean, it's that type of thing. But it's something that a lot of colleges don't even have. Kids coming out and doing live sporting events. So you got to tip your cap to the work that these young men and women are doing tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This valuable work experience that they can gain. And, we've even had, students that have come straight out of high school and go straight into the workforce. So this is valuable experience for them to be able to come out here and do these games.
On beautiful weather tonight, too, as well.
Yeah.
And we'll give a full credit to our crew in the fourth quarter, as we always do. All the great audio and video pictures you see, including last night's halftime ceremony, done by our wonderful crew. Really just a great 27 years of experience. And like it is, we have to do games on the schedule. And Denbigh will be back, but this is not their year. Let's don't sugarcoat it. They've scored 6 points in 7 games, and we're not even done with the 7th game. Dotson's still not happy, though. He's not happy with the way they perform. They're up 42-0, but looking at Dotson, you would think they've been down 42-0.
Yeah, and again, that goes back to their current record. 3-3, that's not what Danny Dotson wants from this team at this point in the season, especially when he knows he's still got Hampton on the schedule. He's still got a very dangerous, I'm going to go ahead and say it, a dangerous Menchfield team
and Bethel
remaining
too
on the schedule. And, of course, Carl's Bethel Bruins still on the schedule. So, you can't take any game for granted. So, Danny Dotson wants to get this game over with and focus on what's to come.
Only 3 games left. That's it. After this season's done. I mean, like I said, it seemed like yesterday, Carl and I.
You talk about being done. The pizza before the game.
Michelle, the Fazoli's.
Shout out to Fazoli's. You can go Fazoli's.com, folks. They fed our crew. Let them feed yours. Excellent pizza, pasta, and subs.
596-4324, locations in Newport News and Chesapeake. Go there for lunch and dinner today.
I know Carl had a couple slices.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But the thing when you were talking about, the coaches, if you look at any good coaches and great coaches, they're never satisfied with what their team does.
No.
They could beat a team 70 or 100 points to nothing, and they'll still find little things
All
to
the
say,
Super
oh, we
Bowls
didn't
Bill
do this.
Belichick's won. He's
Exactly.
probably the grumpiest person on the planet.
Exactly.
Right, because their defense has been bad this year, but they played pretty good against Tampa Bay last night.
Exactly. But if you look at their program, that's why their programs stay winning all the time, because they're always looking to get better and better and better.
Right, you're going to have
each year.
hiccups along the way. We mentioned the Woodside Gloucester. Gloucester might make the postseason this year. That's big.
Yeah.
We're talking since '88. That's big. They have not beaten Woodside this decade, but Gloucester's beaten Woodside before. But you're talking long, like back in 2000. That's a long time ago, but not this decade. But Gloucester's got a chance. We covered them on our sports highlight show, a chance to make the postseason.
Yeah.
I mean, they've gotten some nice wins this year. They almost beat Woodside this year, 28-20. Woodside won that game. But Woodside also lost to Highland Springs 47-12. They beat Kickingham, lost to Phoebus, lost to Heritage, beat Warwick. Denbigh has lost to Dinwiddie, Hampton, Phoebus, Menchville, Gloucester, and Heritage. In fact, Gloucester beat Denbigh 47-0 this year. It's 42-zip with 1:55 left in the third quarter.
Put your hand. Let go.
That's number 6, our old channel. Our old channel, number 6. Oh, goodness. That's Armand Royster Hardy. So it sounds like the Alban Joy or Mounds almost. We'll be doing our candy contest here in a few weeks. Next week, Nate and I do the top 3 horror movies. Best play of the game for Denbigh.
Look at this positive momentum. If you're Denbigh, you just want any semblance of justice. And
Of
right
life.
there, you see the signs of life. Hardy Royster was almost brought down, but he's not going into that cold, gray night. Still some life left in him, guys.
The equator is being seen.
Anything can happen. With what Kevin Garnett say back in the day, anything is possible.
99 is his favorite number. Last minute of the third quarter, having fun up in the booth. It's been a blowout tonight, 42-0. Greg Dickaveras, Nate Milton, Carl Daniels. 1 quarter remain after this. Then we got Heritage Warwick next week. That should be a pretty good game.
That'll be an interesting one.
Heritage is, they are what their record is, but Warwick's not a horrible one-win team.
Yeah, Warwick can
Warwick's
be a tough
capable,
team.
but
And Warwick is the type of team that can easily be a trap game. Like if you're overlooking Warwick, they're a team that can sneak in there and give you some problems.
and maybe win. But them two, they just haven't gotten over the hump.
Yeah, and they've played some teams pretty tough. I mean, they played Phoebus pretty tougher than most people probably expected.
Yeah.
All right, the final few seconds here in the third quarter. The third quarter was quick. Fourth quarter might be quicker. We need to get to that crew list quick here, folks, before this game is over.
Don't touch that dial, folks.
Or the internet. We got everything coming up in the fourth quarter. We played 36 minutes. We got 12 left. We're at Todd Stadium in Newport News. Woodside 42, Denbigh nothing. Stay tuned.
You're going to need us, all of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
You think about how many parts there are for a game. Offense, defense, special teams, the preseason summer conditioning, the offensive line, the defensive line, the coaching staff, the film room, and to see goose egg after goose egg, these are kids, and it hurts their confidence.
Yeah, it definitely hurts their confidence. You have to try to find a way to keep their confidence up, but I know it can be very difficult, especially a lot of these games have been blowouts. Teams are scoring 30, 40, 50, 60, 70-plus points.
And we have not heard from Dr. Phil this year. But Dr. Phil needs to talk to them.
I'm saying, if you've got disappointments in your life, you can't give up, you can't quit. You got to find some way to score, boys. Any way you can, by hook or by crook. Sometimes you got to run to get there, and sometimes you just got to throw it up and see what happens.
Well, they're running it, and something good might happen. I'm wondering,
There you go.
Woodside will take them too lightly in the fourth quarter. Running clock here. We'll be doing the text shout out here very soon, as we're in the fourth quarter, because we're not going to have much time for anything here.
Nope.
There's an injury right now, so there's a stoppage in play. That's what Woodside doesn't want to happen. They've got this game won. Put your reserves in.
Exactly. You don't want to get a lot of your star players hurt going into the playoffs, and then you have a ton of star players out. You want to start getting some young guys in, some other guys who might not get a chance to play too often, to get them in there so that your star players don't get hurt going into the playoffs.
Like so far this season, the dominating teams are winning, Hampton and Phoebus. Back in the day, Carl, it was Bethel year in and year out in the 80s and the 90s. Gloucester, like I've said, all season long has been the biggest pleasant surprise. I'm happy for it.
Yeah.
But, it's time for Warwick and Denbigh and Menchville to take it to the next step, not just rely on Heritage and Woodside all the time.
I'm telling you, folks, mark my words, this will be the year. Menchville jumps up to 3 wins. Mark it down, take it to the bank.
And you and I will put a hamburger on that.
Yes. Make it a double.
In your case, with bacon on it. 27 years of excellence, folks. Glad you're with us. 42-0. CD's up here. Nate Middleton, Greg Bicaveras, glad you're with us. Denbigh going right to left on the TV down the white uniforms. Coached by Marcellus B2 Harris, a Newport News City councilman who's been elected. Doing a great job.
Absolutely. If you have a chance to follow this young man on social media, you can see he's very involved with the community and trying to make a change. And not just, somebody that says something, does a lot of talking. He's actually walking the walk. So shout out to Marcellus B2 Harris. Speaking of shout outs, Greg, I think we need to get this text party rolling, brother.
I agree. It's 10:50 left in this game. It's almost over. Denbigh going nowhere. All right, text us your name and your city to right now 757-291-4234. That's 291-4234 to get a shout out.
Absolutely. Again, your name and your city, 757-291-4234. And if you're watching this game after October 6th, so if you're watching this in the future, please do not text. Operators would not be standing by.
But tonight they are.
Yes. And then, of course, you're watching us on Cox 47, Verizon Fios 17, and, of course, NNPSTV.com from Boston to Boise, Fargo to Fresno, the station that's causing the panic all around the planet, bringing you live action here. And, of course, you can find us on the Roku box as well. So
I think Greg Lesko's got money involved in Roku. Don't forget the Newport News Creek Festival, October 19th through the 21st.
Apple TV coming soon.
Oh, there it is. Can they see it over the graphic, though, folks? Text your name and city for a shout-out. There it is. Excellent job. 757-291-4234. Do it live right now while we got time. Great graphic there by our crew and Ray Price. Flags all over the place. 9:29 left.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get a shout-out from some of Carl's former classmates like Allen Iverson. Bubba Chuck will give us a shout-out.
It sure won't be Hicks giving a shout-out to Danny Dawson.
No, I don't.
We're live on YouTube as well, folks. Text us right now, 291-4234. Text us your name and city for a shout-out.
Yep.
First name only.
While we got a little bit of time, I also want to send a shout-out, as we do every game, to our men and women in uniform who are defending our freedoms and allowing us the privilege and the pleasure to do what we do here on Channel 47.
Absolutely. For their time, their talent, and their treasure. Reserves as well. All the military branches, all the men and women. All right, sports highlights, Mondays at 7, 2, and 7, weekends at 9 a.m. on Cox Cable 47, Fios 17, and NNPSTV.com. Live school board meetings as well. Great job by the crew. We need to get to that crew list here soon. We're taking shout-outs at 100% charge. 291-4234. Text us right now, live. We're proud to be live. Only our second live game of the year. Text us your name and city.
I'll tell you what, man, there's nothing like live sports, and we are just happy to be able to bring this game to you. The game might be a little bit out of hand, but we're still having fun up here in the booth tonight.
It was good to see Mike Price earlier, and the executive producer, Michelle Price, the coordinating producer. The shout-outs are coming in, of course. We'll get to them in just a second.
We saw the whole Price clan tonight.
And, of course, this is James Stevens. You want a shout-out? Hello, Jimmy. 7:30 left. Denbigh down 42-0. Can they get some points, folks? They're trying. Boy, they're trying. Thank you again, James. You can text us at 291-4234. That's 291-4234, your name and the city. Ray Price doing a great job with us since 1992, putting this whole crew together like he always does. Such a great job with all the audio and video and all the great operational work with the students. Bill Barlow, it's 5 o'clock somewhere for him. Director since 1993, our wonderful engineer Greg Lesko, who moved borders from Hampton to Newport News. Carl Daniels up in the booth, working a great job with the students and announcing here in the second half. Carl, thank you.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Nate Milton, take it away.
It's a little known fact. This game doesn't start without Carl letting us know that it starts. So Carl might be the most important guy in the whole crew tonight. Because the game doesn't kick off until Carl says it kicks off. But we got to give a shout out to our students tonight, of course. We've got Ryan Mullen, Derek Miracle. It is a miracle what these kids have been doing tonight. It's been so great. We got Brianna Harrison, Javier Rodriguez, Brandon Nault, Iron Tyson Odellette, DC Darren Cooper, Victoria Holmes. Good play right there.
Woodside wants that shutout.
Yeah, Woodside looking for the shutout, but who will not be shut out is our crew, of course, and that includes Xavier Davis, AA Alexis Alexander, Deja Brown, Gabe Odachowski, Jason Don't Call Me Billy Hoyle, and of course, Colin Biggie Smalls. Great job to our crew tonight. They've done a great job. And of course, Sam Price, Technology and Security, up here in the booth. And of course, folks, we've got our text lines open, 757-291-4234. Give us your name, your city. We'll give you a shout out.
5:15 left. Nate, we better get to your report card here very soon after this play as well, my friend. The referee must have heard us. He said, right now. Go ahead. All right, the shout-outs keep coming in. We'll get to them. Wow, this is Wonder Woman giving us a shout-out. She says.
Snap. Encroachment on the defense. 5 yards.
We got a shout-out from Wonder Woman from Paradise Island. Hello, Wonder Woman.
All right. Hey, I love your movie.
Say hello to Wonder Woman, Nate.
How you doing, princess? Your royalty, your majesty, I guess, would be the proper terminology.
She's watching. Hello, Wonder Woman. 291-4234. Thank you for our viewers. Greg Lesko, of course, attracting Wonder Woman to Texas. Can Denbigh score, folks, for only the second time this year?
That's the drama tonight.
Nate, report card first for Denbigh. Offense, defense.
All right, for Denbigh. What's the first letter of Denbigh, Carl?
D.
D? That's what Denby's getting across the board. Offense, defense, special team, all D.
Woodside.
Woodside, they're getting the W tonight. And you know what? I'm gonna give them a B on defense, a C on offense, and overall, I'm feeling a little bit strict. You know what? Let's give him a C overall. But again,
in honor of Mr. C.
In honor of Mr. C, Paul Cummings. But I love the way the defense is played tonight. Defense had a score early on in the first half in that interception. They've done a great job pressuring Denbigh. So the defense gets a B, offense C, overall C for Woodside. But they got the win, which is the most important grade of all.
Thank you to our texters as well. 42-0. Nate will be singing this song in just a few moments.
I feel like we're running through a lot of stuff tonight. But of course, folks, while we still got a little bit of time left, send us your name and what city you're in. 757-291-4234. Text contest. Little text shout out tonight, and we will shout you out. But if you're watching this after October 6th, do not text because the phone lines will not be open past tonight.
But text us on October 13th during the Heritage Award Game.
Absolutely.
We'll have a few more minutes left here. 3:05 left. That's it. It's still 42-0.
Friday the 13th, Greg. We'll see if we'll be lucky that night.
Right. Nate will be standing up in just a moment, folks. The quarterback is struggling. He doesn't get it. Nate, it's time to stand up, my friend, and take care of it.
All right. And then we're supposed to be impartial up here, Greg, but I was actually hoping that Denbigh could score.
And aim it that way, Nate.
But since they haven't, we got to sing a tribute to the Denbigh in the style of the late, great Daddy Don Meredith from Monday Night Football. It goes a little something like this.
The diaphragm, baby.
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over. And tomorrow and next week, Denbigh, we'll do the same old thing again.
And they still haven't scored, Nate, so your song must be working, my friend.
It must be working. I told you, Boston had the curse of the Bambino for so many years. Denbigh's got the curse of Carl Daniels.
You're right. Because they last scored when Carl was up in the booth. And here's the thing. They scored against Carl's nemesis, Hampton, who Bethel never liked.
Exactly.
So that ain't good. Check us out on YouTube. Great job by the telecom crew. They do a really good job with YouTube. Very proud of our kids.
Absolutely. And Carl, you're in the classroom with these kids all the time. For kids out there that might be rising juniors, real quick, what's some of the benefits of being in the telecom program?
Well, there's a lot of benefits. One of the main benefits, of course, is you get college credit. You get 9 college credit hours through Norfolk State University that's transferable anywhere. So that's one benefit, because that helps to save you some money.
Absolutely.
The other benefit is the experience you get, learning how to do commercials, PSAs, packages, movies, television shows, learning how to be a producer, director, camera operator. So all those things can give you the benefit of actually getting a job. We've even had a student recently within the last 2 or 3 years that works at Channel 3 now, coming straight out of high school. So, it's a lot of benefits that students that are interested in, especially those that are interested in going into this business, it will help them out definitely, and they'll get a jump start on their career.
Absolutely. So if you're interested in not only in front of the camera, but behind the scenes,
exactly,
directing, producing, it's certainly a great program to take advantage of.
Oh, Denbigh almost scored. They did.
And the other thing too is, we bring in people from the industry to talk to the students as well, from local TV stations within the area, so they get a chance to hear what those individuals have to say about their starting the business and different things. Some of the things that we tell them, they hear it from somebody that works in the industry as well. So that's beneficial too.
Absolutely. And of course, after tonight, Woodside will improve to 4-3. Denbigh 0-7. And for Woodside, they needed this win for a lot of reasons. They struggled against Phoebus and Heritage. They beat Warwick last week, but they still got, Bethel, Hampton, and Menchville left.
And a very dangerous Menchville team to close out the season. Let's not forget that, Greg.
Nate's and that 2 wins.
They're ready to strike now. They're like a python coiled up and ready to strike.
This game is almost over. 1:03 left.
Another long night for the Patriots.
You'd like to see if Dotson will go talk to the referees after the game. Thank you to our texters tonight as well. We'll have more time the next game. We can't help running clocks.
Yeah, I think Dotson's conversation with the officials will be kind of like Alonzo's conversation with Jake in training day. Like, let me talk to you for a second.
Or maybe Lando Calrissian with Han Solo when he saw Darth Vader, Speaking of which, Star Wars is coming back out in a few months.
Yeah, we got a big fall for movies. We got Thor coming out. We got Star Wars coming out. So, yeah.
Been a slow summer, though, for movies.
Yeah, I think they said this was one of the lowest grossing summers for movies. And there were some good movies out, too, though. Like Spider-Man I enjoyed.
You're all watching on Roku like Greg Lesko.
Yeah, that must be it. It's the Lesko effect.
Woodside, they don't want a safety either. Wouldn't that be something if Denbigh got a safety? But it's not going to happen, I don't think.
Yeah, the Amazon Fire Stick, all this new technology, and then it's you see a lot of industry trying to play catch up.
Denbigh will be shut out 6 of their 7 games this year. It's the Bethel curse of Carl Daniels.
I want this to be a thing. And, we just talked about social media. # curse of Carl Daniels. Let's get it trending.
But Carl, you're not on Twitter, are you? No.
But at least the first game, when I was here, they did score 6 points.
Greg Bick on
so
Twitter.
at least I did give them 6
N8
points.
Mosaic.
Hashtag curse of Carl Daniels. I want to see that trending, folks.
There's always mañana for both teams. Running clock has been the theme of this second half.
Man.
Final few seconds. It's real time, baby.
Happy homecoming.
This game is almost a final. Woodside will win it 42-0. They shut out the Denbigh Patriots. We're going to recap it when we come back after these messages.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
And congratulations to Woodside going to 4-3. Wasn't pretty, but they got the shutout. They got the win, and that's got to be confident going into their weekend.
Yeah, you know, we did the report card segment, and I was giving out grades. The most important letter you can get as a football team is the W, and that's what Woodside did here tonight on their homecoming. They protected home field, and they continue that momentum for their final 3 games.
Woodside was on Route 60 on Warwick Boulevard, but they got 42 tonight. Carl Daniels, a pleasure to see you again. For Denbigh, it's an uphill battle. It's almost like they need anything positive for the remaining few games left this season.
Yeah, they really do. They need something positive to build up their confidence, obviously, to go into next season and, of course, to end this season on a positive note.
Because it's before and after, the physical and mental both. But congratulations to Woodside for beating Denbigh on their homecoming as well, 42-0. Thanks for the great crew, the great crowd out here, the students, the staff.
Carl Daniels.
Of course, Carl Daniels as well, Nate Milton, and our great crew led by Ray Price and his wonderful team. Once again, the Wolverines win it 42-0. You saw it live right here exclusively on Cox Cable 47, Fios 17, and NNPSTV.com. Woodside wins it 42-0. I'm Greg Bicaveras.